Alright, now we are going to study the third type of demand elasticity, income elasticity of demand. From our previous lectures, we already have an idea that when income increases, there are certain goods whose demand curve shifts right, and there are some goods whose demand curve shifts left. Goods whose demand increases with increase in income are known as normal goods. Goods whose demand increases with decreases with increase in income are known as inferior goods. Now, income elasticity of demand, it helps us in determining whether a good is a normal good or an inferior good, right? What is the mathematical interpretation of income elasticity of demand? If income, denoted by the symbol Y, increases by 1%, by how much percent does the quantity demanded changes, right? What is the formula? Percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in income, right? Let's consider two situations. Situation number one, I am increasing income, right? We already know how increase in income impact normal goods and inferior goods. Let's revisit that concept one more time. In case of normal goods, if there is some percentage increase in income, how will that impact the quantity demanded? Now we know that when there is increase in income, demand curve shifts right in case of normal good. The problem is there is no demand curve in this formula. There is no demand in this formula. There is quantity demanded in this formula. So what is happening in the numerator if income is increasing? How do we prove what is happening to the quantity demanded? Let's take the example of a graph in order to understand this. Let's say this is market for coffee. On the vertical axis, I have taken price in dollars per kg. On the horizontal axis, we have quantity demanded in 1000 kgs, right? Let's say this is our demand curve 1. A positive demand shock, let's say an onset of winter season, shifts the demand curve to the right. This is our new demand curve, D2. Now remember, right now we are studying income elasticity of demand. The two variables that we are studying is income and quantity demanded. Apply the assumption of ceteris paribus. All other variables are constant. What does that mean? Let's say if price is also constant. So let's say if at $1 30,000 kgs of coffee was being demanded, now at $1 40,000 kgs of coffees is being demanded. So we got the answer to a question. When income increases, in case of normal goods, demand curve shifts right, price is constant. At the same level of price, a higher quantity is being demanded. So there is some percentage increase in quantity demanded. Your denominator is a positive number because there is some percentage increase in income. You're moving from a smaller number to a bigger number. Your numerator is also a positive number because whenever you move from a smaller number to a bigger number, percentage change is always positive. A positive divided by positive is a positive number. What is the conclusion? Normal goods always have a positive income elasticity of demand, right? What about inferior goods? Inferior goods के case में, let's say if there is some percentage increase in income, right? Let's say there is some percentage increase in income. What will happen to the quantity demanded? Apply that same explanation. Demand curve will shift left. At the same level of price, now a lower quantity is being demanded. There will be some percentage decrease in quantity demanded. You know, your denominator is a positive number, but now your numerator is a negative number. A negative number divided by a positive number is a negative number. What is the conclusion? Income elasticity of inferior goods is always a negative number, right? Situation number 2 may we can decrease. I would now like to decrease the income. Let's say there is some percentage decrease in income, right? There is some percentage decrease in income. How will that impact the normal good? Demand curve is also going to shift left, right? When your income is going to decrease, we'll purchase less normal goods, less gold, less new cars. So at the same level of price, now lower quantity will be demanded. There will be some percentage decrease in quantity demanded. Once again, a negative number divided by a negative number is a negative number. We arrive at the same conclusion. Positive number. Normal goods have a positive income elasticity of demand. In case of inferior good, let's say phi, if there is some percentage increase in income, what will happen to the inferior goods? Demand curve is going to shift right. If your income is decreasing, you might now start traveling by public transport. Your quantity demanded is going to increase. There will be some percentage increase in quantity demanded. A positive number divided by negative number is a negative number. Same conclusion. Inferior goods have a negative income elasticity of demand, right? So if income elasticity of a good is less than 0, -1, -2, -3 and so on, the good is an inferior good. If the income elasticity of good is greater than 0, 1, 2, 3 or 0.5, 1, 2, 3, the good is a normal good, right? In case of normal good, we further classify normal goods into two categories on the basis of income elasticity. Income elasticity could be between 0 and 1, or it could be greater than 1. If it is between 0 and 1, a normal good is a necessity. If it is greater than 1, normal good is a luxury. Right? Question number 1, why do necessities have a low income elasticity of demand? यहाँ पे EI between 0 and 1 का क्या मतलब? That your numerator, come back to the formula of income elasticity, your numerator is less than the denominator. Percentage change in quantity demanded is not significant. Why? Main reason is that when the possibility is that we are already consuming the necessity good even before our income increased, because it was necessary for our survival. So later, when our income increased, our quantity demanded did not increase. Quantity demanded of necessities did not increase significantly because we were already consuming it. So income elasticity of necessities is a number between 0 and 1. In case of luxuries, there are two reasons to interpret why income elasticity is greater. Number 1. Reason number 1 is, in case of luxuries, the assumption is that we were not already consuming it before our income increased. So now when our income increased, we started purchasing more and more units of a luxury item. So income elasticity has a greater, luxuries have a greater income elasticity of demand. Reason number 2, luxuries, as human beings, we are materialistic by nature, right? We want to elevate our financial status, material status in the eyes of the world. So whenever our income increases, we want to purchase more and more units of a luxury item. That's the reason why luxuries have a very high income elasticity of demand. Another thing which I want to mention, in a necessity could be an inferior good as well. For example, in a country like Pakistan, where many people do not have their own cars, public transport is a necessity. At the same time, it's an inferior good. So necessities can be an inferior good. But in case of inferior good, we have not made any such classification. Right? Number 1. Number 2, as per the best of my knowledge, luxuries can never be an inferior good, because luxury is something whose demand will increase when your income will increase. So it can never be an inferior good. You will never move, if your income increase, you will never move from a big house to a small house. You will never move from a big car to a small car. Luxuries can never be an inferior good. Necessities can be an inferior good. And there are other types of goods as well, which neither fall in the category of necessities or luxuries, right? Which we are not discussing right now. This was our discussion on income elasticity of demand. The key takeaway is that normal goods, that inferior goods have a negative income elasticity and normal goods have a positive income elasticity.